some very exciting news is that I started streaming on Twitch. It's more or less been a test run for the past week or two, setting everything up, seeing what my followers are interested in, etc. This is a big endeavor that I'm putting a lot of time into, so if you enjoy my YouTube videos and you want more, or you just want to support me in another way, I'm at twitch.tv/alphomedia. I'm gonna set up some live acoustic sessions. We'll do interviews with DIY musicians or people in the industry that will help give some insight on how to book shows and whatnot. I have some stuff set up with other YouTube friends. We got live album reactions, tier lists, quizzes, on-the-fly reviews, Q&As, and so much more. I would really appreciate a follow over there. It'll take 2 seconds and doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to subscribe, remember that if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free with your 1 Twitch Prime sub per month, and it helps out a lot. I'll be adding more subscriber benefits like streams of sub-only requests, playing games with subs, etc. Within this initial foray into streaming, I spent a few nights listening to fan-made submissions of their songs, or people submitting their friend's band, and we as a nice little community talked through the tracks, said what we liked, what we thought needed some more work, and shout out to my followers for being super talented. I've done the fan showcase stuff on YouTube before, and it's always kind of shocking getting the reminder that there are super skilled musicians out there with sometimes less than a couple hundred views or streams. Today's video will be discussing the top 25 favorite songs me and my co-writer Brin, who is also on stream with me regularly, the ones that we were able to hear on stream, because I don't think we quite got to all the tracks. And remember, this will include a vast range of absolute nobodies in their bedrooms that don't have access to great equipment, and then there will be people that are already playing shows and have their own fan bases. Jumping right in, Mortal Coil by Yorke sees impressively creative and inspired production serving as the backdrop to a smooth, relaxed flow. The song opens with a really attention-grabbing sample, a chain of looping melodies that puts the focus on the verses. The chorus explodes with bass and sound, and the use of autotune makes for an interesting twist. While some areas of the mixing can use improvement, sometimes the beat almost overpowers the laid-back rap, and the melodies can be annoyingly redundant, the journey this song goes on is interesting enough.
What would they say for your life when I light all friends and you know like the end of times?
One of the more unique songs and videos we got was from a fan telling us about his dad's band, 5 Fingers of Funk, and their song My Mom's Prius. And boy was dad energy flowing throughout. It's a goofy but smooth hip-hop song about the hottest car on the streets that comes across like a decent SNL skit. Apparently they opened for De La Soul in the 90s, and now they're getting shoutouts from a dude with 10 viewers on Twitch. Both W's.
My mom's Prius, gangsters wanna be me when they
1225 and their song Bug Spray led us to an interesting debate on how to make your music stand out in the internet age. This was by far the best looking music video we saw. It had tasteful animation, distinct character designs, and impeccable lighting and color, but we were reviewing songs, and that aspect of it was just kind of okay. Totally solid, it wasn't bad, but the top-notch quality of the visuals left us underwhelmed when it came to the song. Independent musicians will have to pick and choose where their time and money will go, and this was a curious case of video towering over everything else. For whatever reason, Ichiko Interlude by Flaccid G really hit home for me. The atmospheric backing guitar is a wonderful complement to these truly touching, auto-tuned vocals. While my friends that I was listening to this with and the chat weren't as wowed by this as I was, and I totally understand why, it is kind of amateur and trite, this thing felt really sentimental and intimate, and I can see plenty of other people thinking so too.
When it comes to the water.
In Wayback by Kurupi, we get a pleasantly bedroom pop-tinged lo-fi instrumental. The moment the beat changes up and layers really elevates this, but one criticism is after it gets to that peak, it deflates. I like the way this beat blooms in tandem with the vocals, and overall this is a really pleasant sound. Lax by Joe Jazz is a fun, quirky rap song that reminds me of a more lighthearted version of early career Tyler the Creator. While the dynamic instrumental can pique one's interest, it can also come off as slightly sloppy at times, doing too much seemingly for the sake of standing out. The lyrics and flows are decent, but the hook felt a little goofy for me. Overall, Lax is an entertaining track with some flaws, but it shows a hardworking young artist that's doing everything behind the scenes, and there's clearly potential here.
Been 6 since my first half cap, and it's 8 cap.
Violets by Kawiria Creed is a good reminder that even if a song doesn't have the most professional production, passion and character can still make it stand out. The Sade-influenced cozy, sophistopop, rainy day R&B sound is a niche that I've been waiting for. It feels intellectual, but warm and earnest all at the same time. A head nodder for sure. Dark, post-punk inspired instrumentals play alongside bluesy vocals on Life's a Movie, We're the Script by Cade Earick. The bass here in particular reminds me of something like Lullaby by The Cure with its emotional depth. The one downfall is that it tends to wander a little, and while what we hear is appealing, there's a sense of the song ending before it really gets to begin.
You've been killing yourself.
What You Like by GHEDI and AJ Abdullah is a fun romp with a refreshing French-ish touch. This has the same polished, glimmering, summery indie pop feeling I can't get enough of from Miami Horror or MGMT. It's produced super tightly with not a second wasted. It's short, but I think it makes good use of its time without overstaying its welcome.
I can be your boyfriend for the day. If you like it, baby, I can stay.
If you're looking for a ray of gentle morning light condensed into sound, look no further than Coma by Shy Weatherman. It winds gracefully and naturally, and every direction it goes is surprising but consistent. The breezy feel is briefly punctuated by a percussive, almost breakbeat loop that feels like being in the middle of a windstorm. Overall, this track is an ambient treat. Deadbeat by NUFFER is an extremely competent indie pop rock song that has crisp production, charming vocals, a clear vision, and I can easily picture this on a trending editorial Spotify playlist. If my perspective was leaning more objectively of what sounds nice that people will like, this could be the winner. However, in the context of what was sent to me, this is one of the safer, more routine tracks that I'm sure you could find elsewhere, like on a trending editorial Spotify playlist. Where other songs further up the rankings might not sound as clean, I find them more innovative and compelling. His Face Caved In by TOCKA took us by complete surprise in the best way possible. Extremely experimental, with clear noise influences used in a way that makes for a rather compelling listen. The sinister beat here transforms from music to feeling seamlessly in a way I can't help but praise. Turning to Mortal Wombat by Haze, we get an explosive hardcore song that accomplishes exactly what it seems to be trying to do. The end of the track is particularly strong, and though the quality of the production leaves a bit to be desired, the sound can come off as garbled. It doesn't get in the way of the raw, emotive quality of this heavy hitter. The vocalist here really delivers. Totally Cool by Magazine Beach is the kind of perfectly likable pop-punk song that's ripe for the ending credits of a rom-com. I think while the vocals are good here, they could use just a little more emotion to take this from good to great. The shouting backing vocals are nostalgic and fun in a way that complements the song well. Everything is safe but nice. Fading by Retro Pussy features a blend of neo-soul and hip-hop with a modern flair, yet a vintage mystique. There's some tension and uneasiness that adds to its allure, drawing in the listener and maintaining their attention. The artist exudes a confident swagger that resonates throughout the whole track, enhancing its overall magnetism. Names like Erykah Badu, Amy Winehouse, and Kali Uchis might be strong influences.
Picture of my ass on your homepage. Slip away, dark place.
The Fields by Nourished by Time is a playful and relatable song that deals with topics like religion and self-reflection in a refreshing and personal way. It's a blast listening to this dude explore lower and higher notes in the vocals, culminating in something much more human, adding to that relatability. The 80s vibe adds a touch of nostalgia, while the clear hint of irony and silliness makes the song super enjoyable and accessible. The irresistible groove invites the listener to dance along and fully engage with the track. We were impressed by the clear production of Waste Your Time by Oddly Ginger, almost reminiscent of Pharrell in its disco-influenced pop R&B brightness. The 3 minutes breezes right by in a way that is perfectly fine, but leaves me wishing that there was more to it. The breakdown starts to give us a hint of that, but then the track ends. You'll see this critique echoed a few times throughout the video, and it's just a good reminder that we're trying to meet artists where they are when giving critiques. Double Turn 97 by Fox is an upbeat and energetic track with an eclectic instrumental. The flow and vocal style have a Chance the Rapper-esque quality without ever veering into gimmick territory. Although the lyrics are somewhat lackluster, the overall vibe of the song is delightful and sunny. It's the perfect tune to blast on a hot summer day while cruising with the windows down.
I'm not ready for eternity, I just don't know what it's worth to me.
There's a lot of things to admire about Soar by Timothy Stone, but the main thing for me is just that he goes for it. This is pure expression with no shame, just fully laying it all on the table. On the production end, this is excellent, as proven by the way the little looping no, 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 no blends perfectly into the beat like another instrument. This song is full of energy, and it all seems to culminate into a breakdown and that high note. I love the earnest combination of emotion and artistry on this track. While this is the only non-available on streaming track that we chose, we think it's well worth searching for on YouTube. Hotel Lobby, Samuel Aaron's Tiny Desk contest submission, showcases sincere lyrics, warm, tasteful vocals, and a strong backing band. There's a good sense of depth to everything here, especially with the harmonies from the other singer, Ultra. The performance has a standard but welcome progression, culminating in a meteoric finale that might yield a stank face or two. Sleepcamp gives us a loving lo-fi tribute and so much more in Song for Joe Part 1. This piece itself sounds like a faded memory, something wistful and familiar. It's relatively simple in its sound, but undeniably rich. The way this fades out and then builds back up before ending is both daring and satisfying as a conclusion. Try by Pencil Legs sounds like it should be an instant indie classic with its tasteful hints of shoegaze. The quaint, charming instrumentals are just perfect, and the gentle vocals are restrained without being underwhelming. The music video is also super sentimental and perfectly illustrates the feeling of this track. How Would You Know by Second Thoughts is a cute indie pop rock song that is strengthened by an even better music video. Out of everything on this whole list, this is the most ready, fully realized, well-executed thing. The track, the visuals, the ultra specifically curated vibe, it's all 100% there. It's at number 3 because it's not the most groundbreaking thing in the world, but I'm a sucker for the whole songs that sound like a late 90s, early 2000s rom-com type thing. Nothing can prepare you for Woolsey by Nick Kurosawa. That voice is pure Michael McDonald, Luther Vandross soul, and a kind of enviable, natural musicality that no doubt has countless hours of hard work behind it. These vocals are jaw-dropping, captivating power. The longer it goes, the more the bar is raised, building on itself in an extremely gratifying way. Do yourself a favor and make sure you listen to the Meliana Sessions version of this on YouTube.
Same old walls, but this house is being made of.
Dockweiler by Alex Banin has put me in a trance since the moment I heard it. The melodies are mesmerizing, the percussion assists you on the journey with this invigorating kick, everything has a dreamy quality to it. I'm singing along and finding myself crying to it, and I'm not even sure why. I've been thinking a lot about the creative process recently, and Dockweiler sounds like a perfect marriage between a lo-fi voice memo and a well-produced Billboard hit. You get the intimacy of something that's still in the works, but the quality of something that's polished. This is something special. If you're gonna add anything to your playlist from this video, make sure it's this one. That's all we got for today. Thank you in advance to anyone that follows or subscribes to me on Twitch. Be sure to seek out the musicians and songs that you enjoyed that you listened to today. I will be putting a playlist link in the description, and thanks for watching. Thank you for watching that video. If you want to support the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media at RenshawHS or at Alpha Media on Twitch. You can support my Patreon. You can buy my merch. Thank you again. I'll see you soon.